A blessed Sunday evening to all, and welcome back to Unsolicited podcast.
Well, they not see nothing, but we telling all anyway. It's me, Black Keys.
Life with Hakeem. We are here to discuss a few topics, just things about in general, life, and all that's going on around us right now. Recently, I know we would have all seen on social media and on the news the footage that was found of the young lady. I think she's 22 or 21 years of age.
From San Grande.
Yeah. First of all, you want to say condolences goes out to her family.
Deep condolences, man.
I think that was a very
to the family.
tragic and traumatic thing for her father to experience. I mean,
Even her friends.
Yeah, her friends as well.
Co-workers.
I looked at the video and I saw strength on the father's face, but I know it deep inside, he was hurting.
The footage that mashed me up, Hakeem, is the when they saw this, they showed a clipping of the actual suitcase halfway open.
Yeah. And
the
the body was
plastic bag with
exposed.
that was.
It looked like they curl her up in the suitcase.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So I know that even had a lot of citizens of our country a bit probably shaken up and probably took them back if they probably had a family member that probably went through something like that, because over the years a lot of young ladies has gone missing.
It's almost like it becoming commonplace now in Trinidad and Tobago to have instances where young ladies going missing and end up finding them in some compromising state dead.
Yeah, because
a lot of instances.
Prior to this incident that took place, they would have found another young lady a couple months ago on the side of the road. I can't remember her name. I know the guy was on social media and he talked about it.
Yeah. Trying to basically
it was on the social media
yeah.
platforms, saying.
Yeah.
And
so would you think, Hakeem, or would you say that there is well, we know that there's a crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
But is it that crime in particularly as it relates to violence against women, do you think that over the past few years it would have escalated a bit?
Yeah. A lot. Not just a bit, but a lot. Because if you go back to Andrea Barat.
Yeah, Andrea Barat, yeah. And even before that.
Yeah, and before that. That was just at the top of my head, even before that. And some of these things, they were gruesome as well. Some of them haven't been found. Some of them, there's been no justice served for them or anything like that. I mean, I don't think every murder will be solvable or every crime will be solvable, but I guess that's how it is now.
What I see into Hakeem is that I think we've seen a lot of the extreme that could happen in a situation where probably men and women or persons of the opposite sex, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, trash out the differences, and it's more leading on to it's disadvantageous to women.
Yeah.
We see now, and a lot of the instances we read about it in the newspaper reports and whatnot. It speaks to relationships going sour, and that kind of thing. And a lot of persons trying to, I don't want to say justify, but for want of a better word, we justifying it with saying, men don't know how to contain the emotions, or women need to make better choices.
That was something that was just in my head.
Yeah.
We, as men and women, sometimes we react based on how our emotions are at the point in time.
Right.
And we don't think.
Okay.
That's our problem. You have to think about it. You have to think about your actions. Because how you respond to something, there's going to be a consequence to it, or it may lead to a bigger problem.
And then again, we normalizing a lot of things too, like simple thing like arguments in a relationship, how far it can go. We kind of given a lot of leeway to that, like we would see now a man cussing up his wife, or vice versa, a wife cussing up the husband. And we see that, I normal thing, man, I man and woman business.
That could never be normal.
It's not normal.
In my point of view, I mean, it might be your point of view as well, but that is not normal. It's because that starts from your mind. It's a mental thing now. A relationship is supposed to be grounded.
Do you think though that one of the problems is that persons who are not ready for a relationship finding themselves in relationships?
Yeah, and I say this because I was there at a point in time.
Okay.
So yes, I will say that, and we as the individual, you have to take time to know yourself. Take time in your singleness to know yourself. Learn what triggers you, and when you learn what triggers you, find a way to control it.
True. Even before that, I think it comes as simple as we realizing what we like and what we don't like. I feel like we're not spending enough time with ourselves, and we find ourselves rushing into a relationship or rushing into a situation where we're looking at the other person to provide something we more or less can't provide for ourselves.
And we also have a fear of being lonely. Dog, being lonely is not a problem. Being lonely is not a problem. You have to, when you're in your loneliness, is where, as I mentioned earlier before, is where you learn yourself.
No, just a disclaimer. We spoke about the situation with the young lady being found in the suitcase. Again, rest in peace, and heart goes out to the family. But we're not saying that this particular situation is a fallout from relationships.
Correct.
Just kind of segueing the conversation into what are some of the possible things that lead up to situation. Because again, the topic we're discussing is how do we come to this place where it's okay for a woman to do something gruesome to a man, okay for a man to do something gruesome to a woman, and not really caring about the consequences is after. You know, and the school system have plenty to do with it, and we like to blame the school system, but you see, parenting,
I mean, it
come back down again to parenting.
Home is where everything, home is where discipline starts, home is where love starts, home is where parents are supposed to teach us, because when we were younger, I'm sure your mother would have taught you the basic things that you need as an individual to go out into the world. Respect. Even when it comes to God as well. Don't just teach the young children that God exists. Yes, we know God exists, but teach them to build a relationship.
A deeper relationship,
with God. Because from there, a lot of things are inherited from God. A lot of things are inherited from God.
So what we're basically saying is, Hakim, is that a lot of the situation we find ourselves in mentally and emotionally is because of a lack of spiritual grounding.
Correct.
We didn't really ground them ourselves spiritually and know where the moral line is.
Especially in today's modern world, where there's a lot of other spirits roaming the world and a lot of other
distractions and entities.
And the devil is very present and working. But God is working and God is mightier.
He is.
So building a spiritual background, building a relationship with God, even reading your Bible on a daily basis. Some people may not be able to on a daily basis, but spending that time, it clarifies a lot of things. It helps with your spirituality, as you mentioned, with your mental health, your emotional well-being, and in your day-to-day life, just, becoming a cheerful person, becoming a peaceful person.
I think one of the bigger issues we kind of just try to ignore generally, and it goes with all the different types of crime. We're speaking now about violence against women, but if you go into home invasions, kidnappings, robberies with violence, it's basically people realizing that everybody has some kind of value. It's like we're devaluing the human being, we're devaluing what our life is.
The purpose of life.
Yeah, we cannot devalue like anybody. And we had this thing now, and I don't want to go into the rabbit hole of talking about the influence of music and social media. But we kind of accept and acknowledge this concept of we being ignorant and we fully dance and we anything is okay.
And we make it our lives. We make it the lifestyle.
Anything is okay. Yeah.
Every day you adapt it. And even the other day I came across a video of a young lady I know. She was traveling in a taxi. I think she was traveling from Europe. I was just watching her stories on Instagram, and she was a victim of a robbery. She jumped in the front seat of the car. Two other guys jump in the back seat, two passengers. And when the driver pull off from Crep and they reach a little distance, the man pull out one of the passengers in the backseat pull out a gun, bro.
Yeah. I know we could talk from now until September about situational awareness, but we also had to kind of, I don't know, manage the way we interact in society, because it becoming so easy now for a young lady to get robbed from a PH taxi. Is it that is the woman's fault? Is it that she has problems to get taxi after a particular time?
Yeah.
So you're forced to use the services of PH taxis. That's one of the problems.
That's the next problem there.
That's one of the problems we have.
A PH taxi. If anything happens in a PH taxi, whether accident or even a form of robbery,
we asking young ladies to keep themselves safe and make better decisions. You're always asking them to do that.
There are no implementation.
But then again, how are we supposed to navigate ourselves in this modern world where we have young ladies having more than one job? Or the job that they have means going to work early in the morning and coming back late at night. Or going to work late at night and coming back early in the morning.
And that traveling at night is already, traveling early could be a risk too.
So just the whole societal makeup into what we normalize, kind of making it easy for anybody to prey on anybody. Because look at instances with TTRS drivers.
Yeah, it was murdered.
Yeah, and these kind of things. See, they're using our conveniences that we tell ourselves we have. People using these things to inflict whatever nefarious behavior they want to inflict on one another. And it's a baseline societal issues. It's almost as though a lot of the systems we have crumbling down.
Yeah.
The way in which we move around the country, the transportation system we have. The transportation system we have is basically, I don't want to say non-existent, but is not dependable. So a young lady who have to go to an interview, have to go to work, can't depend on her bus service.
Yeah.
Or can't depend on that when she goes to the taxi stand, she going to get a taxi in time to reach wherever she need to go. Then we have another issue, whereas when they go to work, workers aren't really protected the way they should. So you have persons doing jobs such as, let me take for instance, late night workers, those who working in
security firms and these kind of things.
Yeah, security firms, casinos, entertainment places.
Yeah.
They find themselves going to work with no kind of, we get into work and then we leave over. What happens to the employee during between that time?
When they leave from when they leave work to get home, yeah.
You understand? And it's only and sad to say, crime affects everybody. A lot of men die every day. And now tell me, hey, men just die every day. You see if one woman is a kind of insensitive stance to take, because we find women as continue to be one of the more vulnerable people in society, and it's our responsibility for us as men.
We use that. I'm not saying we. People use that vulnerability to take advantage of them.
And that way it is. You find a vulnerable
situation.
You take advantage of it. You know, and men, and this fallout from relationships when it comes to, it develops into violence. I don't feel it is reached in one day, you know.
No, it's over. One little, as I mentioned earlier, one argument might be brushed off, and what happened in the argument might be brought into another argument, and what happened in the second brought into the third argument, and eventually everything just become like a pot of soup, it's boiling over, and we have this big explosion.
Yeah.
Again, where the emotional side of things is the off balance sometimes.
As we come to this here, Hakeem, I want to get something from you.
Yeah.
We have a situation going on in Trinidad, a crime situation, out of control. Many people say the crime is out of control. Is it that we are tackling crime as the present problem, or are we tackling what are the root causes of crime? I stand to be corrected. I yet to see situations where we starting to tackle what are some of the root causes of crime, or is the root causes of mischief, basically, in the country. Because we can't keep spending more and more money on making sure the protective services equipped, and make sure we have firearms, and make sure we have bulletproof vests.
And then still a chaos
because we're trying to only deal with the problem. The problem have a source.
We gotta find the solution.
The problem have a force.
Yeah, we had a so.
Yeah.
For me, I haven't been around criminals per se. But watching on, I think that a lot of people are also mentally challenged. I think that's one of the main.
It's a big thing, boy.
I think that's one of the main things that
Mental challenges.
That leads to somebody to even have the thought of kidnapping somebody, killing somebody, or injuring somebody in the first place.
But we even had to go so far, Hakeem, a simple thing as stealing.
That too.
As telling lies.
That too.
Fraud somebody
and
out of the money and them kind of thing.
Those are things that are commandments.
Right.
That we are not supposed to do at all.
And
even if you have done it.
Even though you're speaking about the commandments, and a lot of have been exposed to a lot of other religions, you know, been reading and that kind of thing, having
which
friends
is good.
in different different religions, and it aligns like the same thing in Christianity that we tell ourselves, hey, these are the commandments not to do and to do. All the other religions have the same basic guidelines. Yeah. So we seen is that okay, we have moral stops.
Yeah.
The thing is, are we implementing or are we exposing our young people well enough to that spiritual side and to have that ground? Because what I see in this, and basically in this conversation, is that we're not sticking to what the moral and ethical baselines are as a society. It's like almost as though being spiritually inclined or going to church or being a church boy or being a church girl is something strange.
No, from the time you tell yourself as a young person or even a older person, like you say the ages 25 to 30 and beyond, and you say, yo, now I want to make a change in my life, I want to give my life to Christ. You start reading the Bible and these things.
Yeah, but see, a lot of the times, so that decision isn't really with us because we don't, as a young person, we don't really know enough. We don't grow up knowing. I know from small.
Yeah.
As a youth man, when I growing up, it's because granny or auntie
carrying
you to church every Sunday.
Yes.
You don't want to say any matter, You don't want to say any matter.
I was there as well.
You had to go to church, and even though your mind wouldn't be set on, I want to go to, while you're there, you're picking up something,
True.
Something getting picked up if it is even if it's the scripture verse where you say you to learn.
Yeah.
Something in that going on, you're going to stick that in your brain.
Yeah, true.
But now we have children doing everything else beside going through that whole church thing and going through that whole, that whole indoctrination into what the moral standard is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a bold statement. In a lot of households, I'm watching cameras, in a lot of households, we have mothers and fathers, aunties and uncles who afraid to tell the children in the house, hey, you're doing shit. We are afraid to correct our children. We are afraid to correct the younger ones and say, hey, this way you're doing here ain't making sense.
And it's not supposed to be like that.
Oh, it can't be like that. Is it tail back in the dog right now?
You're supposed to respect your mothers, respect your fathers, because they are in authority in the physical realm, in charge of you, until you become an adult. When you become an adult, I mean, they still have part to play in you become in your adult life, but they know better than us.
I can't carry the food. I don't rabbit hole here now, Hakeem. We tell ourselves a parent is somebody who's supposed to guide, or grandparents supposed to be the matriarch and the patriarch of the household.
Yeah.
But when you're in a situation where people who making children don't know the ass from the elbow, we end up in a different problem. So people who don't even know what's going on, who don't even have a clear grip of how life's supposed to set out, a proper advice to give, who himself taking the time to sit down and say, well, hey, I'm wrong by doing this now, or maybe I should try this approach, or maybe I should try this approach. Raising the younger minds almost as arrogant as themselves. So we lost that. You see that the sector society we call elders.
Yeah.
Yeah, next bold statement. You see the elders
fading away.
It fading away. It almost non-existent. Who is the elder in your community? Long time if I ask you that question, 10 years ago they go say, well, Uncle Papi, Auntie Jane, Mr. Johnson from down the road, my mother, my grandmother. Now people don't really have a respect for the elders, so the elders kind of fade out and phase out because again, younger people making children and nobody really take over from what the older ones used to do. You know, we look at it as archaic. We kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because old people, that them no more than them thing, and that long time thing. A lot of things that the old people used to teach us and guide us into, there was value in it. Reach home a particular time. Don't reach home, don't let the street light come on and you reach home yet.
Yeah, outside playing on that street light
don't come on. Don't be coming any hour and knocking on my door to come inside.
Yeah.
Don't raise your voice at me because I'm older than you.
If you didn't have a key to enter the house, you had to sleep outside in the gallery.
Come in at a reasonable time.
You wake up in the morning, you go and full water. I mean, not again.
Yeah, but
back
chores.
then, do your chores.
Because even in our modern households, there are chores to do in our modern household.
Yeah, you're full. When you wake up in the morning after you say prayer, you make up your bed, make
pass
sure you
pass them up. You know, it had chores. We can't say because that was a long time and thing. And my grandmother used to sweep the yard and thing. Yes, that was then.
No,
it had different chores now.
Even sometimes for probably ourselves as well, we just so focused on going our way.
Yeah.
We just focus on going, that we're not stopping any moment to do what is important. Or to take time and sit down and actually analyze everything that is happening around us and in front of us. And put it together in a way to figure out a way how we could do better.
Yeah.
So that even, and when us doing better, that is going to help everyone around us.
It's going to be a full circle effect. It's going to be a full circle effect.
When your parents see you doing something in this way, they might say, wait, I wonder why he doing it in this way and why he not doing it in the way that I probably showed him. Because they find a different way to do things. Everything that, it doesn't have to be done the same way that...
But we have to keep the same moral, the moral base and what we're trying to achieve. We have to keep that same moral and ethical base. I think we go on our way with that. I sure a lot of persons, even me and all, sometimes I can admit it, just forget to pray. When I say forget, you wake up on your bed and you just jump into your day one time. Oh, shucks. I have a meeting to go for a particular time. Oh, shucks.
Yes.
I have to meet this client for so and so time.
It has happened to me.
So we kind of leaving the things that we have to do. We're leaving it out for the things that we feel we have to do. So our jobs, our social responsibilities, we take that more important, and our own self-regulation. Yeah. You know?
And that is destroying a lot of us.
It is. It is
destroying a lot of us. And by destroying us, it will lead to destroying the generation that is to come.
Yeah, because as sad as it is, there is the generation that happening right now. There's a generation younger than that.
Yeah.
And you know what they're learning? By looking at the current generation.
Correct, that's right.
If we ain't have no kind of proper guidance to take from the current generation, what we doing as our people? How we treat them with things, the way in which we socialize, the way in which we speak to people, the way in which we interact with elders, the way we interact with the persons younger than us, how we teach, how we learn. Is a big deal.
Yeah.
And we can't just decide that we leave everything and things will happen autopilot. And right, that's how I feel in society happening right now, autopilot.
Autopilot. You just go with the flow, you know. We not
in our household don't have no rules again, Hakeem. Hakeem, our household don't have no rules. I watching on social media, a woman posts, she's posted a picture of two people on her bed, and she's saying that she allows her 17-year-old son to bring home the girlfriend because she rather do what I had to do on that she roof. That is where he is right now.
When I was that age, I couldn't do that, so I can't agree with it.
Come on.
I could not do that when I was
we
that
having
age.
this parent being okay with having a child who is not even responsible for himself. Being able to bring his girlfriend.
He don't even know a lot about what's going on in the real world.
Bringing his girlfriend to sleep on his bed.
I understand the concept of the safety, the part of being safe, but still, I do agree with it. I don't agree with it.
You can't agree with it because a lot of things that happen out of that. Pregnancy happen, all the things that people aren't okay with. So it's like we're using the wrong of one thing to justify the right of something else. You know this kind of way? A lot of things that generations before could not have done. Could not. The way we dress. And ladies, my songs bias, but ladies in particular.
You know they'll come for you, this stuff.
And I don't mind.
They'll come for you.
Ladies from the 14 and 15 and 16 years old growing up, they had no respect for their own image when it comes to the way that they dress. And I know the response state go be, well, all the men like to see women. Yes, I know that. We accept that.
But it's not everywhere we go we like to see that.
Big man.
It's not everywhere we go we like to see that.
It has certain things you would wear and certain things you wouldn't wear in certain. Long time when I was going to school, secondary school, if you can't see a young lady bra, How
But you
want
could
to
not
see
even,
that?
well, you
can't see
could
the
not
young
even
lady
see
bra,
a young lady skate above she knee,
You
brother.
can't see that. You can't. And I'm not saying
You
things
see
didn't
we a
happen
little
them
bit
time.
underneath.
I'm not
No,
saying
of
things
course
used to
it had the
happen.
ones that
Things used to happen still, but still it had this. I wouldn't say this fear, but a barrier into how it is we supposed to operate as a young lady or as a young man. Or a man not going and show up and in front of your house and this call show. I'm Janice. I come to see
at
Janice
any
there. Why
time.
Janice?
Yeah.
Why?
She mother not going to
had
allow that.
that.
She mother coming outside and
Cause
who's
it go
that?
had that.
She in here, you know. You gotta come back when the place brighter. And the next thing too, boy, fellas, the way all they approaching ladies, all they scaring them, boy.
We don't know how to. I'm talking for the youth, son. We don't know how to Hakim.
They scaring them.
Hakim, who teaching me how to approach ladies?
That the
Who
next
teaching me
thing.
that? We
That's the
father
next
who in
thing.
jail? Or just now, we father who we mother since we small didn't allow we to have a relationship with?
Yeah.
Or if we father who walk away from the family settings?
True.
Who teaching me? We mother can teach you how to be a man.
And we need that strength of, no, not just fatherhood, but that male strength back in the families.
It had a saying that
Whether
it
it's
takes...
the uncle, whether it's
yeah, I agree.
a older brother self, boy.
Yeah, I can tell you this
You had
too.
to step up.
I can tell you this. It had a saying it takes a village to raise a child. You know when that stop? When the mothers and the fathers start a bacchanal the village for telling the child what is right and wrong.
Yeah.
That is when the village pull away.
The village pull away.
The village pull away. You decide you
because
want to mind
they
your child
realize
how
it
you
ain't
want to
making
mind
no
your
sense
child.
anymore.
But if I
backlash.
correct a young person out on the street and I know that the father go in and oppose me later with a cutlass.
You're saving yourself. You're saving yourself.
You see me, let me tell them.
Save yourself that embarrassment.
I just
save
be on the
yourself
road
that trouble,
driving around school time. Let me say 3 o'clock, 3:30. I'm trying to walk in front of the road like wherever the cussing. Long time I go into school. I can't think about cussing when I have adults around cause I can't think about that now.
Cut
Primary
your book
school
whether
training,
it's your-
mother so and
better
so.
bottom dollar, a auntie or a neighbor going and see it. And by the time you reach home, your mother don't know what go on it. What you was doing out there?
Of course.
You're going and get a
You
dread
see,
cut tail.
this podcast we didn't mix on this podcast.
Yeah, mix
to
fade
give us a-
the camera.
Yeah,
I know why you
supposed to
fade the
be on-
camera.
He's supposed to be on this one to give you because he a little younger than us.
Yeah, he a little longer
He a little
than us.
younger, so he could actually break down and cut down. But I know in a subsequent episode he'll be able to give us some ideas on what is really be going through the younger generation head. You know, and it come back down to guidance. Come back down to guide. But who to guide? Yeah, nobody to guide we.
Need more discipline in the homes.
What can we do now, Hakim, as a society to
get this.
ensure we make a youth turn out of this problem we find ourselves in?
I can talk for me and you. We had to step up. We had to lead too. We had to lead
True.
now. You had children. I don't have any yet, but I know
But you
one
have
day I
got
will.
children.
I've got children.
Right.
And I just try my best to be there for them, to lead them the right way, to show them, oh, this is not how to do this. Even when they're outside playing, and sometimes they might be playing, one of them might hit each other, say, that's not how
That's
it
not
is
the way to
play.
go.
When you're playing, it's a friendly thing.
Yes, you would have disagreements.
But it
But
doesn't
that's-
have to
Yeah.
result in you hitting the other kid or anything. Even as adults, it doesn't have to result in us everything ending in an argument, everything ending in verbal abuse or physical abuse.
I don't know what you were, Hakim,
Yeah.
but so now I'm thinking about it. Having a disagreement with somebody and resorting to violence is a real primitive thing, you know? These primitive people, you know? A man give you a bad drive. A man tell you something
Quick to
you like,
cross
you ready to climb up on that ladder already on them, man?
I never
a real
really
primitive kinda-
I never thought to myself, what is the cause of that? Like wanting to kill somebody for a bad drive. I've been in instances where I've been around people. I may have done it already, driving on the road too.
Yeah, definitely.
No lie.
And I ain't making excuses, but the amount of stresses that hitting the normal citizen, the normal young adult on a daily basis, it's enough to make you snappy. We're not kind of able to balance with life from social life to
Because we
family life.
we have a thing where we just study everything.
You there?
We just take on a lot of things.
Yeah.
That is it does overwhelm us. It does make us anxious. Some of us just get depressed. And as yourself, you may not know to handle those things.
Well, yeah.
And it's something that, I mean, to handle by yourself is very hard.
You have to be real. To handle the kind of thing we have going on right now, you have to be a strong person.
You have to be strong,
you
but
you
can't just be strong mentally.
Yeah.
Because you don't off balance there already.
Yeah.
So you have, remember, spiritual, emotional, physical. Heart, mind, body, spirit. It all works together. It all works together, brother. A thought, it will take 7 seconds to process a thought.
For real.
And we just process millions of thoughts throughout the day.
Yeah.
Be sitting down here, but I sure it has something on your mind.
Of course.
That thing's on my mind.
Of course.
The viewers might watch this, and it might have things on their mind while viewing this.
Yeah.
So you have to, and it all draws back to the Most High, the Creator, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. We have to find that. You have to find that balance. In order for everything else in your life to work.
Sometimes we have to appreciate too that we don't know everything.
We don't, and that's something people, and a lot of people are afraid to admit that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you want somebody talking, and you tell them, but it's only stupid, and you say that, it's not that because they really sound stupid, you know? But it's because you want to tell them in a different way. Yo, that's not how you should say this thing. You should say it like this instead. So now I as a bigger person teaching you a new way to communicate, or teaching you a new way to express yourself. It's not always to express yourself from a place of anger.
Yeah. Or being defensive. But every time somebody corrects you, it's because they're angry with you or something like that, yeah.
So we have to understand all these things. We have to understand these things. That's the only way we would grow. That's the only way we become better individuals. That's the only way we'll be able to become leaders, to lead the other generation ahead, and even to be examples for the older ones.
And even the younger ones.
And the younger ones as well.
And the younger ones too. You know, I just want to circle back that I can't really give advice to young ladies in a time like this. I know we're going through in a state of emergency right now. I don't want to be out of place and tell women what to do or how to carry about themselves. But what I can tell the men, us men, we can't do it on our own. Many have tried. All the problems we have, all the issues we have that we just want to keep inside and bottle up and feel we go figure it out.
True.
It has been scientifically proven over and over again. I'm not making an excuse for the way things might go south for men. But what I'm saying is, as men, as adults, we have to appreciate that we cannot do it on our own.
We have to seek help from a professional, brother.
And see, a lot of times we just tell ourselves seeking help does make we look weak, you know?
Because that's society. Society put on it. Seek help.
A man can't do it on own.
There are professionals. We have therapists. We have.
But means have going so far, Hakeem. A friend that you confide in.
That was gonna be my next thing to
brother,
say.
I having this issue by dog boy. No matter how I trying to think this and dance up this, I get an issue here.
Because that person might have went through. That person might have went through something that the same thing that you probably had went through, and I was able to deal with it. So they may be able to instruct you on how to deal with it. So don't afraid to reach out. I used to afraid to reach out, and up to this day, at times I don't reach out. I go to God.
Yeah.
If somebody I confide in, after I talk to God, I'll go to them.
Yeah.
But there is help. There are people out there willing to help.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't call somebody a friend or somebody that you think you trust, and you're afraid to open up to them. Even your mother, if you have a good relationship with your mother, I don't think she would judge you.
And I also want to say, even a caveat to this, I telling men to go out and seek help. Men, we had to be we brother's keeper.
Sisters keeper as well.
We had to be a keeper. We had to be able to put ourselves in a situation, because no problem is stuck with one person. Everybody have financial problems, relationship problems, emotional problems, even problems in their professional life. May it be at different levels, yes, but all of us had those same exact problems.
True.
And it's a high time, and even as in your workspace, sometimes you're working somewhere, you're working with co-workers, you find your co-worker really operating how you're accustomed to, nothing to reach out, hey bro,
You're
I
good.
find you kind of, I'm not going to want you.
That conversation might shape their whole day, bro. Even if you don't want to conversate, offer would I pray. If you don't want to, if you can't pray for them any moment, pray for them silently.
Because
that prayer is still gonna be.
Because I honestly don't believe that people just go out, set out to do bad.
No.
People don't really want to be bad people. And I think
it's the things that we face.
They face different situations and not knowing how to deal with those situations, causing an emotional response. And from the emotional response, cause it to do something physical that may or may not be in your best interest.
True.
And put you in problems.
True.
You have a problem with a bacchanal with your madam, or your wife, or your husband, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, the fastest thing you want to do is revert to violence, or revert to lies, or revert to trying to blackmail the other person.
And that kind of mad thing. Lying just makes the problem.
Yeah.
The lie could be this small. The problem will be this big.
Sometimes we have to own up. We have to own up.
Accountability.
Again, I can't talk much on how to guide. I hope probably in the next episode we can have a woman come and share.
Yeah, that would definitely be nice.
How it is she could,
That would definitely be nice.
Tips she could give young ladies into. We can't blame no one person in situations where crime is becoming out of control and gender-based violence is on the forefront of it.
Yeah.
But we as men really had to take stock of how we interact, how we express our emotions, how we express our feelings, and dealing with the things that we dealing with on a daily basis, and us staying in a healthy space at the same time,
Yeah. It's a lot. We know it's a lot. But if you tell yourself that you could do anything out there, if you can make time to go and party, if you can make time to go to the movies, you can make time.
Make time to learn yourself. Make time to learn yourself. Make time to learn yourself.
You can make that time. You're going to be shocked by things I learn. I'm telling you, you'll be shocked by things I learn of yourself. The things I like, the things that you dislike, the things that trigger you. But take that time.
A lot of us is try to dodge that whole thing because we find ourselves moving from company to company. We in this company, right? When we reach home, we take a bed, we go into that company. We don't take a bed, we go to this party. We don't think we go. So we continuously finding ourselves in our place where we always are around somebody else who controls the mood. Yeah. And we really sit down home and say, boy, what I really like, boy, let me really relax. Let me really think about my week ahead. Yeah. Let me reflect on my week past.
That's something that I've been practicing probably a little under a year now. Even the way that I treat people, I reflect on conversations I had with people, the way I reply to, even the way I reply to a message now.
Yeah.
If it doesn't make sense, I would not reply.
I just find myself sometimes on social media and I type out a whole comment on some foolishness. I might deem as foolishness on the media. I just delete it after. I say, but it really make it worth the argument and the quarrel to go through and back and of course based on what I do for a living I can't comment on certain things as much as I might want to.
That's understandable.
I can't comment on certain things, but we really had to be there for each other as a species,
Indeed.
And the human race are looking to
the track record.
You're looking
track
at
record
that
looking good.
Kind of heinous things we're doing to each other. The kind of things we're speaking on each other's lives
too much evil, remember? Too much evil.
We gotta come back to a place a proper grounding and but of course moving forward and further interviews we will try to get specialists here, at least a psychiatric nurse, someone again
that may be able to give professional advice on
how we could treat with certain things, certain stressors. We have some life coaches I would like to bring on the podcast also to give us a tidbit of how we could treat with different things, how to get our lives aligned in certain directions. I hope you stay with us and enjoy the journey. By now you're supposed to realize that this isn't a normal podcast.
It's not.
We're just trying to deal with the things that we just avoid dealing with.
Yeah.
Look at a different side of the story. Look podcast, a different way to approach different things. So you're going to see a lot more from us. It's me, Black Keys.
Life with Hakeem.
We out.
Unsolicited podcast. Love.